So if you would like to be a part of the conversation, come on over to YouTube. The link is in the bio. Okay. Well, hey, man, what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. So I hope everybody is having a great day. I mean, great. It look like the sun is out. Let me lean over. Yes, the sun is out, but I don't know what the weather is looking like, okay? Because, girl, yesterday was shady, all right? I walked outside and, girl, it was cold as hell. All right, the sun was beaming, but it was still cold. So I didn't understand that. But anyway, okay, we're going to talk about a few things here. We are going to get into about 4 shows today. Y'all know how we do on Sundays, okay? We're going to go ahead and talk about it. I know a lot of people are not watching Marry Me Now, but girl, we're going to talk about it anyway, okay? Because it was okay for what it was, right? They're going to continue to push down our throats that it is okay for a woman to propose to a man, all right? Now, it may not be something I'm interested in doing or something that I want to do or anything like that, but if that's what works for you, it's really your relationship, honey. Do whatever the hell it is that you want to do, all right? Let me go over here and see who we have in the chat. All right, what's going on in my opinion, honey? Happy Sunday. What's up? Yep, and that part. What is going on? Hey, Terrence. What's up, honey? What's up, Miss Wisdom? What's going on? Yes, happy Sunday, everybody. Hey, Apple Charm. Hey, Reaction Therapy. Leah King. Leland. What's up, J28T? What's up, Phil? What's going on, everybody? Well, first of all, let me just slide this wig just a little bit. Girl, I just had to, tug on her just a little bit this morning. Okay, all is well. It's afternoon now, right? So let's go ahead and hop right on into it. So when it comes to Marry Me, all right, we meet a couple that's been together for about 2 years. They met each other on Tinder or something like that. They met each other on Tinder, and Amber happens to be a personal trainer. I think her guy is a personal trainer as well. She was in the military for about 5 years. She has a beautiful little girl. Her little girl actually adores her boyfriend. Okay, she says that's her best friend. So I'm like, okay, that's super cute, right? His name happens to be Ulrich. That's a very interesting name. I had to keep rewinding it because I said, what she said his name was? What was it? Ulrich. I've never heard that name before. I thought they was leaving out something. I thought it was a nickname or something. But anyway, so he thinks he's a part of a fitness competition because, again, both of them work out, okay? They are trainers. They're fitness trainers, right? But that ain't what's going on, girl. Y'all know she's going to propose to this man. So Amber tells Rebecca about some of the problems that's been happening within their relationship. So basically, he's been reaching out to other ladies, okay? I think she grabbed his phone one day, opened up the phone, saw an email from a whole nother woman. She said after that incident took place, they ended up going to therapy, and she was able to gain more of an understanding and kind of learn about what he was going through and what was causing him to, react that way, to go out and, seek attention from other ladies. And so Rebecca lets her know, bro, that's cute. I'm glad y'all went to therapy, honey. No, that's cute. That's real cute. I think that's really good that y'all went to therapy. However, you do know that things like this don't go away overnight, right? So you do know that, right? So that it can peak out at any moment. Okay. Anyway, Amber says, yes, I know, honey, but I love him so much and I'm okay for the challenge, so it doesn't matter. All right, so she still want to be with this man. I hope that things continue to go well for her child, right? So her mama is the person that don't really care too much for Ulrich because she's already had to cuss his ex out on more than one occasion. All right, so she's already had to get Mr. Ulrich together. Now, Rebecca tells her that, listen, I'm kind of with your mama. I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned from the things that you told me, girl. I'm trying to make sure that this is a road that you want to go down with this man. You sure you want to be the one to propose, girl? You sure this is what you want for your life? Okay, because it seems like within 2 years that y'all have been together, he out here reaching out to other women, and then all of a sudden y'all went to therapy. I feel like that's not enough time. It's not, but if that's what you want to do, then okay. And yes, that is something that Amber still wants to do. Okay, so she's going to continue to go down that road. Amber tells her that if he does not accept my proposal, she says she don't think the relationship is going to be able to come back from that. Okay. Is it me? I'm hoping you guys watch this show and I'm not out here watching the show by myself. Girl, I hope I'm not the only viewer watching the show. But it's just interesting. I feel like we've had maybe 3 episodes so far, or was it? No, yeah, I think it was 3 episodes, and 2 of the black men have said yes to that girl, But when you get the Asian woman on the show, yikes, the black man was like, yeah, but no. Ooh, girl, embarrassing. I think that woman should definitely walk away from him, considering the fact that she had been with that man longer than anybody else that we've seen so far. Been with that man for 7 years, no advancement, no nothing. Okay. So there's that. What else? So Amber, she goes to meet with her little sister. Okay, she go meet with the little sister, and as soon as Rebecca tells her that her sister got something to tell you, the little sister, I forgot, I think her name Kirsten or something, she cocked her head back like, "What is it now? What is it now?" Because this always on some. Okay, if she ain't on nothing else, she gonna be on some. Girl, what you got? Come to find out, her sister lets her know like, "Girl, I'm gonna propose to my man." And she looked kind of like in disgust a little bit. She looked like she was tired, like not tired, but she looked like she was like, "Girl, I'm over it. Like, not you, ma'am." And then she started to tear up and cry, and she was really happy for her. I was like, I just knew you was going to be the realest NIGGA on the show thus far to tell us how you really feel. And you just all here for it and you love it. But I guess, girl, that's what you are. All right. Congratulations. Anyway, so Amber, she goes to meet with Ulrich, brother, and his sister. The sister that she really don't get along with too much. This is the baby of the family. Y'all know his mom has passed away. All right. And because of that, the sister feels like she has to take on this matriarch role or whatnot. Like she's in charge of the siblings or whatever. She has to be the mama. She's stepping in the place of. So because she does that, it has left a little friction between Miss Amber and her. Because I think that he had like cheated on her or got caught talking to another woman or something like that. So when she went and I guess she fronted the sister, talked to the sister about it, I guess the sister was like on her side. But then when the sister went and talked to the brother, the sister ended up being on her brother's side. So basically, you're going to aid him in his BS and his whole, okay, instead of being a woman first and calling a thing and calling your brother out, okay? Because I feel like that's parts of being a matriarch, girl. If that's what you want to do, girl. I mean, you're not just going to look after and take care of, but you're going to call a spade at some point. But anyway, girl, I do hate that with the sister, she feels the need that she feels like she has to step into that role. Right? I don't like that. I hate that. I'm like, girl, you do not have to do that. Who told you that you had to do that? Why do you think that that's okay? Like, these are grown ass people, so they can do it themselves. Okay. But it is what it is, honey. Especially, and I'm really saying it because she is like the baby sister. I probably would have expected the older sister maybe to probably do something like that. But you like the baby of the family and you carrying all that weight. I guess if that's what you want to do. Anyway, girl, good luck. Let's go ahead and move on. What else we got? Amber tells her mama. She finally lets her mama know she's going to propose to Ulrich. And they're going to get married immediately following. And her mama actually ended up being happy for her, too. I think her mama gave her a fist pump or a hand clap or something like that. That's how we do it. I say, is that how y'all do it? Is that how y'all do it, Miss Ma'am? I guess try. Her mama lets her know that she's in full support of her. So that's what it was. I think she gave her like a fist pump or something like that. But anyway, her mom says that she has to put in as far as her daughter, she's like, you put in a lot for this relationship. You put in a lot. And you really deserve this, right? And I feel like, yes, she does deserve it, but does she deserve to be the one to ask the question? I guess if that's what you want to do, okay? So the mom says that, she has seen them grow a lot. Okay. And I don't know, but I guess maybe she feel like they've grown a lot because they've gone to therapy and maybe they're ready for this. But if that's what you want to do, hey, at the end of the day, it is her life. So maybe she feels like she's going to do it whether I'm in support of her or not. So I'm just going to let her do whatever it is she wants to do. And that's fine with me. Okay. So she gets to the gym. He's at the gym working out, child. She busts up in there in her wedding gown. Now, first of all, she said she wanted a red dress. She tried on a red dress, but she ended up going with a more pinkish dress, which I thought was actually much more prettier. Okay. I thought, first of all, who the fuck did her hair? Let's talk about that. Because when I tell you the hair was gorgeous, I don't know what you call those twists in Miss Girl head, but I love them. I'm like, these are not dreads. I don't know what they are, but they look so cute on her. But when I saw her daughter's hair, I was like, are they dreads? Like, I don't know, but they look so good, girl. And I was like, girl, I need you to drop the stylist deets, honey. Let somebody know. Okay, because it looked really cute on her. I thought she looked really pretty in her dress, though. I'm gonna give her that. She went over to the gym, proposed to this man. He started crying, y'all. This man started crying. He was shocked. He was happy. He thought she looked so beautiful. He was like, yes. And when she got in the, she said, now let's go get married. He was like, right now, it's not happening right now. Girl, that made him cry even more. I was shocked. Like, I'm not him up here crying, but I'm not mad at it because I'm always here for a man that's going to show his emotions. Hello, instead of hiding them. So show your emotions, baby. You're human. So he's up here crying and stuff. They get in the car and she's like, I'm so glad that you said yes to me. And he was like, oh, it wasn't going to be any way that I would have said no to you. So I'm like, okay, then, well, looks like it's happening. And so they get to the wedding. I like the fact that she did not go for the red dress. She went for the dress that she went for. He ended up wearing his red tux or whatnot, which he looked really nice. And when I saw them standing up there at the altar, as much as I may not like how they propose to each other, I was like, they do look good together. I do think they make a very, very cute couple. You know, I was like, okay. The sister was over there holding her baby, and she ended up yelling out something like, it's the way he love her. It's just the way that he love. I'm like, ma'am, you could feel away, but this is not your wedding. This is not your wedding, man. Be quiet. Just sit there and cry. Hold on to the daughter and just be quiet. Just silent cry. Okay, I don't know. But she was really happy for her sister, so that was cute, I guess. Right? So they're happy, they're married, they're continuing on to do their fitness competitions and stuff together. And I mean, hopefully we'll get an update at the end of the season to see how things are continuing to work out for the two. All right, so congratulations and good luck. All right, so KA says, I know so many people who had issues prior to getting married, and though the issues would magically disappear, it got worse, and now they're miserable and feel stuck. Oh, wow. I can see that. I can believe that. I think a lot of people think that it's going to mask what's already going on, and it's just not. You know, and I really hate that they feel like they're stuck right in the marriage. I think that's the thing. I think, you know, there are so many relationships that come and go. I mean, and now marriages are a part of that. You know, no matter how much they be like, you're supposed to be married forever and all this other stuff, man. People grow. Where they were when they got married at this age, a decade or so later, they may not be in the same place. If that's not something that they want, their child is what it is. You know, I hate that they may feel stuck at this time. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to be. Maybe they stuck because they don't want to deal with the embarrassment of, oh, I got married and now we're divorced. It's like, girl, it is what it is. Just, you know, if you don't want to be there, then go on. We'll try. Sometimes sisters can be as bad or worse than overbearing, coddling mothers. Ooh. Okay. Okay, said this whole show embarrassing. Ain't it, child? We ain't gonna stay on it too much longer. What's going on, everybody over here on TikTok? Give me 1 second. What's up, everybody over here? Okay, great. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so we talked about Mr. Marry Me Now. It was a decent episode. I feel like we had more conversation on last week because that was very interesting, but this one was, you know, pretty basic and it was cool. All right, so let's move on. Let's get into Ready to Love. Okay, y'all know that Nephew Tommy decided to let the people know, hey, I'm gonna send y'all on another weekend getaway. So it was interesting when they got sent on that weekend getaway because I didn't realize how small the group had gotten. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but it was just super small. So first of all, Clifton, Dakia, and Joy got to the house first. Clifton, Dakia, Joy in that order. While Dakia is over there trying to find herself a room, Miss Joy already found her room and he's sitting there with her man Clifton. So she decided to go take her bags and put them on his bed. Okay, very clear. Make no mistakes about it. This is what's going down. Now, I do think that Clifton was not aware. I do think that, and I don't know. No, I do. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he may not have been aware that she was going to do that. Because maybe they didn't know how the setup was going to be. But when I think about the themed pajamas, it kind of makes me think maybe he did know she was going to come in there and put that stuff on his bed. But anyway, so they all arrived to the house first. Okay. Sabrina came in. She was looking for her room. She ended up going to a room where there were 2 bags. Okay. And she immediately notices that those are Clifton's and Joy's bags. And it immediately made Dakia feel away. Now, for me, a little bit, and y'all tell me, I just kind of feel like, Dakia, you really shouldn't be feeling away about nothing, honestly. It's no shade. I know you had a connection with him, but his connection has always been more stronger with Joy right out the gate. So you feeling some kind of way you really shouldn't be. Maybe a little disappointed because maybe he could have like let you know that he kind of already chose his person or something. Maybe that, but I wouldn't have felt too much of a way. Um, Anyway, child, what else we got going on? Sabrina brings up people sleeping together. So she going there with Clifton and she talk about, oh, yeah, I see people sleeping together, honey. So what's going on? Yeah, we talk about the bags that's in your room. So he tried to play dumb. He really didn't want to answer the question. Goes all the way back into the room to check. Hilarious. Comes back and then says, well, I think I know who them bags is. You know what I'm saying? I know what the smell of them is. I'm like, Dakia, it was in that moment, baby. You might well go ahead and scoot on over and find you somebody else out there in the villa or whatever y'all want to call it. Okay. Or just be prepared to leave the show because you really ain't got no other options. And now you sit over here trying to force a connection with Paul, which really is not giving anything to me. Not at all, but okay. So, like I said, the group looks very, very small. You got Sabrina, you got Joy, you got Troy, you got Donovan, Carmen, Paul, Clifton, Demetrius, and Dakia. So that's about what? It's supposed to be 10 people, but y'all know Tina didn't show up at the time, right? Miss Tina was running late. I didn't think Tina was going to show up at all. So what they gave us on the previews in the coming episodes, I'm a bit shocked by that because I was not expecting that. I was like, okay, wasn't expecting her to even show up at all, okay? They did say that one man will be going home at the end of the episode, okay, or at the end of the, well, I think that was like the first night. He ended up sending somebody home the first night. Troy and Demetrius. So Troy, when Troy sat over there with Demetrius and started to talk to him about Sabrina, I actually zoned out. I don't even know what all the conversation was about, in all honesty, because I didn't understand why he felt the need to ask a man how he felt. A man that he's in competition with, ain't got no friendship with. You over here asking this man how he felt about receiving a kiss from a woman that happened weeks ago. Why are you outside trying to talk to me now, asking me how I felt about it? A woman that you really choosing up on, a woman that you really want to be with. And you know, we don't really talk like that for real anyway. So, I mean, I just kind of like zoned out, like, why? What is the reason? I guess you're trying to gauge his likeness or where he is with Miss Sabrina. But I'm glad Sabrina told you what it is, what it was, what it's going to be, what's up, not say with me, you're on the chopping block. Okay, I'm glad that she was able to let you know that by the end of the episode. But anyway, so Sabrina over there speaking on having concerns about Demetrius and Donovan. So she asked, I think it was Donovan, she asked him if he wants to be in a relationship after being so recently divorced, right? And he says that, well, yeah, I am. You know, I think I know what I want. She was like, well, how long has it been since you've been with somebody? He was like, I mean, it's been like 3 or 4 months. And I'm not been with somebody, but since you've been divorced before you got into your next relationship, he was like, it's been like 3 or 4 months or whatever. And I'm like, ooh, that's not long at all. That's not enough time at all. How long was you married, sir? How long was you married? So now in that moment, seeing her ask the questions to Donovan definitely made more sense to me as to why she is so apprehensive. Because at first I was like, girl, you newly divorced. We could say the same thing about you. But when she started digging deeper, I was like, okay, yeah, it started to make sense for me. Like that's a little weird. So she's not too sure about him being ready. And it just seemed like some of the questions that she was asking him, I don't know, it seemed like he didn't really have an answer for real. Like I don't know. Donovan not ready. Donovan came on this show just to be on this show like Phil did. Like that's what he came on here for, girl. I got. Let's keep going. Carmen is stuck on Paul. At least that's what she's giving off. And I cannot. Y'all know how I feel about Carmen. Y'all already know. I was just thoroughly disgusted the way she was all up under him and stuff. And girl, I don't know. It's like the way she be holding her mouth. I'm like, are you missing a tooth in the back or what? Like, did you get dentures or something? Like, what's happening in the back? Because it's really bothering me. But anyway, girl, let me not, because maybe that's how you was created. Okay, do you think? But I hate it. What else? So Dakia and Clifton. She did say when it comes to Carmen felt like Paul may not be fully interested in her. Like, because I guess she's like used to guys coming up on her. And it's like, well, Carmen, how you've been showing yourself on the show? You've been coming on more stronger than anybody. So how are they supposed to just come on to you or whatever? So I guess she just feels like she's not getting the full interest in return from Paul that she's giving off to him. So Dakia and Clifton. Girl, they go outside. They sit out there in the little screened in porch area. Try just sit over there, and they rocking chairs look like it. And look, was giving me a whole old couple. I said, if they don't look like an old couple, I don't know what It is, okay? I feel like I thought I probably saw it for Dakia and Clifton, but I really, really don't. I think that Dakia comes with like she leads with more of her I just want to chill all the time, not do anything, stay in the house type energy than she does lead with her adventurous side. And it just makes me think that that's not what Clifton wants. I think he wants somebody that's upbeat for the most part, always cracking jokes. You know, you get my corny stuff, I get yours. Like the chemistry and the connection with Joy is just so different in Dakia. And it makes me concerned because I feel like he's going to probably get bored with her quick. And he's gonna be back down that road of you know, doing what he did in his marriages to, you know, cause him to not be faithful. But then I mean, that can happen with any woman, to be honest. It really don't matter what else she give. But I will say I just see him more suited for Joy than I do with Dakia. It's just tough. What else? Dakia highly disappointed, very upset about Joy putting her bags in the room because she feels like this was something that was planned out the gate. I don't kind of think it was, but you never know. It could have been, right? So she was really upset about that, but she didn't say anything, which I think was kind of cool. Like, yeah, don't say nothing. See how he gonna move. And what he did, he avoided the conversation. He didn't bring it up or anything. He didn't acknowledge it. He just wanted to talk about everything else but that. So Dakia didn't like that at all. Okay. So later on, we see where Donovan and Joy are over there, you know, talking. She got her legs on him and they just chit chatting. But you could tell it's really homeboy, homegirl vibes. Like she has been very clear about who she wants to be with. Make no mistake. So then Carmen pops up. And I really hate that he even has a connection with Carmen. And I feel like the connection he has with Carmen is a sexual one. I don't think it's anything more than that. Even when she came outside and they was over there talking and chit-chatting and da-da-da-da, I was like, I don't see anything here between the two of them. Nothing at all. So I don't know. Anyway, child. All right. Donovan talking about something. He like him some Carmen because he feels like she's going to challenge him. I guess, honey. Bye. I feel like you may like Carmen because number one, you're fresh out of a relationship or out of a marriage or whatever. And you've only, you know, or a relationship. I'm not sure when you got divorced, but I think it was a 3 to 4 month time frame before you got into another relationship. And you said you've been in quite a few relationships. And that's what makes Sabrina feel like I don't want to be with somebody that's just out here just to be dating, right? So for me, I feel like when it comes to Donovan, the reason you do like Miss Sabrina is because of the sexual energy that she leads with. And also because you're just trying to date. That's it. You would just want to date. You probably would just want to smash, hang out, go get a couple of drinks, laughs here or there, but nothing to really take too serious when it comes to her. So that's what I think when I think of Donovan and Carmen and whatever connection he thinks he has. Okay. Everybody's still wondering where the hell is Tina? Where is Tina? Tina, is that you? You got Donovan over here blowing her phone up. Miss Girl still not answering. And you know, I really think that's effed up. Only for you to end up showing up on the show by the next day or whatever like that. Like, girl, you couldn't answer nobody call. Or was you enjoying the toxicness of somebody thinking about you, blowing up your damn phone and you deciding to not answer? Is that what it was? Were you just enjoying that part? Like you just couldn't answer the phone or shoot somebody a text and be like, oh yeah, bitch, I'm on my way. I got this going on. I got that going on. So you give toxic energy. It's something about it, Miss Tina. Something about you, girl. All right. So Sabrina Demetrius. So they sent at dinner. She said, I wanted to get a seat next to you, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that you still like me or whatever. So Sabrina really getting tired of Demetrius because she's putting in more of an effort than he putting in when it comes to, you know, trying to be with the other person. And I just kind of feel like, Sabrina, bro, it took you this long to figure that out. I guess. I ain't even mad at Sabrina for real. But it's like she definitely, maybe she's handling her process just right because she is truly weeding out the dudes for sure. Like she done weeded out Paul, she done weeded out Tori, she on her way to making it to weeding out Donovan and Demetrius. Your ass is next, okay? She is not playing no games with y'all men, and I ain't really faulting her. Instead of just jumping in something just to say that she got some, she really out here trying to figure out like what y'all really about. And in all honesty, is that something that I think I could deal with for a long term, you know? So I can't really fault her too much on that. What else? So Tori asked Carmen, and this is so interesting because they wanted to know about the bed situation, right? So then he go, Tori. So I was saying, so what's up with the bed situation where everybody's sleeping at? I thought he was trying to be messy when it came to the Clifton and Joy situation, right? But they didn't go into that. So then he just bust out and said, Carmen, where you sleeping at? And everybody bust out laughing. And then Donovan says, yeah, he really asking for all the guys, but he just made it more direct and bit general, like where she sleeping at. So y'all see what I'm saying, Carmen? I hope you're watching this show and you looking at how the guys looking at you. I mean, unless you're just only okay with that, right? It seems like they only see you as one of those women that they probably could have arm, candy if they, want anything sour on their arm, then, go for that. But outside of that, they just want somebody that can smash. Probably hang out here, there, wham, bam, appreciate you. All right, then I'm gonna catch you on the flip. Same time this weekend, like that's it. That's it. That's how I think the guys are looking at you, and that's why they probably keep you around. And I think that you also may be like a guy's girl, which also makes sense to me since you're an agent and you work with a lot of athletes. You know how to finagle your way in there to really be, a guy's girl and hang out and be and have interest of what the guys may have, But I don't think they take you to be that serious. But we'll see. We'll see. Paul might. We'll see. What else? So Tori asked Carmen. Yeah, we talked about this. So Clifton and Joy, they came into so they were supposed to be having like, I guess, like a slumber party or something, or wherever, sleepover, whatever they was doing in the living room. So they came in there with they matching pajamas. He had on some overalls, and I think she had on some. They weren't matching, but they were definitely themed pajamas, meaning that a conversation must have happened. Okay, and she had on like some giraffe or animal thing she had going on, right? Baby, the way Miss Dakia was over there rolling them eyes, she was 100% over it. And for me, I just felt like you can't be mad because you should have known how strong their connection was from the very, very beginning. It's always been her. But I guess it also just depends on the conversations that they've had, right? Because she talked about, some of the conversations that they had. She does feel like he could have told her already that he made his decision on choosing her because they also had plans on how they were going to get to know each other and whoop and da 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 da. I'm sorry, I done sat up here and got what the hell is they? Girl, I'm sorry. But anyway, when it comes to that kid, she just felt like they sat up there and they had a full conversation about different things that they were going to experience while on this little mini getaway, right? And then here it is. It seems like he had more plans to do things with Joy. So I guess she could feel slighted a bit if they've had these conversations, but at the same time, I feel like, girl, you already knew. You should have already known how that was going. But anyway, so Sabrina, and I also feel like some of it when it comes to Dakia, I feel like the reason why her feelings are so hurt is because she probably put a lot of eggs over there in the basket of Clifton, especially when she sent the last guy home. What was his name? Eric or something like that. When she sent him home, who was her main connection for real, for real. So the time that you were spending getting to know him, I don't know how strongly you were getting to know Clifton. So I feel like Clifton probably was on the back burner for that. Girl, anyway, honey, what else we got? Sabrina and Demetrius. They talk. She feels like she's gone out her way to connect with him. He hasn't. Nothing really much has changed on that. I guess he's gonna try to do a little more. But I don't see her being with him. I feel like not Demetrius. I feel like Sabrina may leave this show with no one. If she does leave with somebody, it could potentially be Donovan. I could see her leaving with Donovan or just leaving the show. What else? Joy and Clifton. No, Tori and Sabrina. So he pulls her to the side, wanted to have a conversation with her. After the bonfire, they gave each other a lot of space to go and figure out some things, right? And Tori seemed like he was pretty disappointed after she said, listen, you gave me a lot of time. I started thinking of things. I feel like our interactions are more so like friends. I only see you as a friend, right? So Tori seemed like he was really disappointed. And I was kind of like, nanny boo-boo, that's what you get. With your insecure self. That's what you get. Let's move on. So Joy and Clifton. She asked him about his connections, right? With someone else, which happens to be Dakia. And again, Mr. Clifton decides to dance around. He danced around really asking her questions, answering her questions. And I feel like he did that because he knows he needs to have a conversation with Dakia. He kept telling her he didn't know. he knows he needs to have a conversation with Dakia, and I feel like he didn't tell Joy all of the thoughts that was in his head because he didn't want her to go back and tell Dakia for him. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but that's what I think he was doing. And then I also think that he's trying to figure out what it is he's exactly going to say to her too. So he's trying to get that together. So then we get to Sabrina and Dakia. Okay, Sabrina checks in on her. Dakia is disappointed because she thought this would be a time for them to get closer, but she sees now that his connection is much more stronger with Joy. So I think she's starting to be more accepting of what's happening. Okay, Dakia says that I talked about that, how they spoke about things and how they said they were going to do stuff on this trip, and now she's seeing he's doing it with Joy. But then she go in the confessional and talk about how she was blindsided. Either she said it in the confessional or she said it to Sabrina, and I just don't see why she blindsided. What you blindsided for? You shouldn't be blindsided. What else? Paul and Dakia. It was cringe-worthy to see the two of them interact because I just don't see anything there. Okay, Paul speaks on how he wants a genuine connection. He talks about how amazing he thinks Dakia is, how strong of a woman she is, and how he feels like if anybody sees her and doesn't see what he sees in her, then they're the problem. They're blind. So this right here made her tear up and made her cry. And I'm sure she really cried because she was just really hurt by Clifton or whatever. Right. So she's at a place and Paul is at a place where they're going to try to hone in on each other and get to know each other more. And I'm kind of like, I don't know if Miss Carmen going to let that happen. I don't think Carmen going to let y'all get too close. Okay. When she sees somebody coming in on her territory, you know, she going to step out and try and do something extra. So let's get to nephew Tommy because he ended up coming. Still no Tina. He ain't talked to Tina. Don't know what the hell going on with Tina. Okay. 1 minute it was the car. Next minute we don't know. Sabrina still into Donovan and Demetrius. Joy still stuck on Clifton. Okay. Dakia, she feels like Tori is a friend to her at this point, but she's more into Paul. She also said at the table how she sees the attention or the energy, the connection between Joy and Clifton. So it seems like she was like, let her have him in that moment. Now, Carmen says that Paul is cool, but she's more into Donovan. I don't know. I feel like Donovan more into Miss Sabrina, but we'll see. So Joy says that she's not into Donovan, is no connection or anything like that, like they just friends. So then Dakia, when it comes down to her, she decides that she's going to say a dumb answer, which was dumb as hell to me. Demetrius and Donovan. Yeah, maybe Demetrius, right? Because they haven't connected yet. But also, it's like you just sat up here and said that Tori is more of a friend to you. So why didn't you say Tori's name? Right? But whatever. So then Carmen says Tori's name. Okay. And then Sabrina says Tori's name. So at the very end, they call Paul to the front and they call, what's his name? Tori to the front. They call both of them to the front. They're going to let us know on next week who's going to go home. I feel like that person is going to be Tori, but I would not be mad if it was Paul. I would not be mad if it was Paul at all, but I think it's going to be Tori because who's interested in Tori there? Nobody's really interested in Tori. Everybody see Tori as a friend. So and we're going to see how that's going to go. Let me read a few messages and then I'm going to move on. Kay says, people dogged Dakia out and made fun of her, but I really like her. She seems like a genuine hearted person who never feels seen. Glad Paul said that to her. That made me tear up. Okay. Gotcha. Paul and Dakia are actually growing on me, but I wish this had been the sentiment from the start because now I don't know if it's real or they just trying to stay in the game. Okay. All right. Let me read one more, then we're going to move on. Oh, yeah, I agree. I believe Sabrina only wanted Demetrius because he was paying her dust. I could see that because she's so used to guys being fully interested in her and coming up on her. And she probably trying to figure out, like, what is it? Like, what am I like? Why he ain't up on me? Like, what am I doing? Like, what's what? Yeah, I could definitely see that being the case. I don't know, Simply Sweet. Why they keeping Demetrius around? He is a bit self-centered to me, and he isn't really showing Sabrina anything. I don't know why they keeping this man. And it's sad because as much as I've been like, I want to see Paul go, Paul been giving us more than what the hell Demetrius been giving. Demetrius is giving us nothing. Paul is actually getting out here, interacting, getting to know the ladies, letting them know where he stands, getting rejected, getting some women interested in him. Demetrius ain't been doing but being a bald-headed man, bald-headed black man with a beard, okay, that some may find attractive. So he just been skating through. I don't understand it, but let's go ahead and scoot over, girl. Let's go ahead and move on, and let's get to put a ring on it, okay? Let's talk about some things. Y'all know on last week's episode, Shay ended up going into the bathroom because she was just sad. Y'all know she was talking about Fonzo not allowing her to meet the family or doing things properly so that she could meet the family. Like they did a whole engagement party. And what happened, girl? Whole engagement party, and he didn't even bring his damn family. Not the ones that really mean something to them. So very weird. But anyway, she ends up having to get up, walk off because he said, like, I don't understand how that's my problem, or it's not something that affects me, right? When it comes to the family and her not meeting the family and stuff. So she walks off, goes to the bathroom, kind of cries, gather herself, get it together, and she comes back. And I just really hated that for her because I felt like that was a moment of embarrassment. I feel like he just embarrassed the hell out of her. But I can't give him 100% credit for embarrassing her. I feel like she did some embarrassing to her damn self too. You know, it's a 50-50 thing. He's been doing this for a very long time, and then you bring him on this national show thinking that that's supposed to change something. So yikes, okay? Anyway, it seems like he just disregarded how she felt, you know, before she went in the bathroom and when she came out. Fonzo says that he's been trying to fix it, but what else can he do? Right? I feel like you should keep trying until you get it right, till you fix it. Dr. Nicole tells him to keep finding options to fix it, and that he is able to, and he has to be able to see her so that he can change the narrative in so many words, all right? And so that she not the one out here losing while he the one out here winning in so many words. So then Charlena and Otis, okay? Otis over here talks, you know, she tells Dr. Nicole about how Otis was over here showing his ass, right? He felt like it was disrespectful for her to receive flowers from somebody and that she should know better. And Dr. Nicole said, she should know better? Is it that she should know better, or she should be aware of how it is that you're feeling regarding situations like this? He said, I think it's a little bit of both. What? Oh my. Okay. I'm like, boy, bye. Bye, Otis, sir. Bye. So then Charlena tells her about him telling her she need to get in the shower after, you know, hanging out with somebody else. You need to get in the shower. He gonna sit up there and lie. Talk about some why I told her that because, you know, she had been playing soccer or whatever. So when she was over there playing soccer or whatever, I told her she need to go ahead and go up there and just go ahead and wash off. Just lying. Okay, so Dr. Nicole definitely calls him out, and he really couldn't take it, right? She calls him out and tells him that he was trying to dominate and control her, and also, I'm saying, belittle her as well in that moment. Like, I don't know what you think you is. Y'all both signed up for this process. Like, calm down. Right. So he disagrees with her. And then Dr. Nicole asks him if he can at least acknowledge how it made her feel in that moment. And he was like, yeah, I can acknowledge it. I was like, all right. Bye, Otis. Bye. So then we get Shorty and Kenneth, right? So Shorty spoke on her date with Hollywood and how the conversation was so easy for her to have for her to talk to him and everything, right? She felt like that was better. Dr. Nicole asked her, like, well, girl, what made it so different with him? And I feel like it was his personality, just like she said it was his personality. But I also feel like Hollywood was open to getting to know about her day, or open to getting to know things, okay, going on with her. And I don't think her guy is like that. I don't think he really cares to know. I think she probably just come home and just probably, you know, drop everything on him. I don't know. And I also think that it has a lot to do with his personality. What else? Oh, we found out this. Kenneth decided that he was going to take this woman's phone, go into another room. You already threw the necklace over the balcony. That was not enough. Okay. He takes her phone. He goes into the room, locks the door, and goes through all of her in her phone. I just feel like you got to do all that. Then why you with him? Why you with her? Okay. So goes through the entire phone, right? And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, sir? So Kenneth opens up and says that he felt like he lost a bit of self-confidence when she went out on that date and stuff like that. And I just feel like I hear you, and that's okay to lose a bit of self-confidence, okay? Because that's the human thing. However, I still don't feel like you had a right, or that was a good enough excuse for you to take this woman's phone and go through this phone like that. I didn't like that, okay? I did not like that. Girl, I would have, I do not like that. Anyway, so Charlena, when it came down to it, about them going on another date with the guys that they went out with, Charlena and Miss Shay said they're not interested in going back out with their guys, Meta and Brian. But when it comes to Miss Shorty, Shorty says that she is open and willing to go out on another date with Hollywood. So we'll see how that's going to go. Some part of me feel like, girl, you weren't trying to go out on another date with Hollywood. Producers told you that you're going to bring him out, or you're going to go on another date. That's how I think, okay? So yeah, what else we got? Kenneth and Shorty. Let's talk about them, because Kenneth. Oh, you don't need no relationship, sir. You do not need no. You need a relationship with the therapist, okay? You need a relationship with yourself. You do not need no relationship. You just don't. You don't, okay? So Kenneth thinks she's trying to court with someone else. Sir, what are you talking about? We're just doing, this is just a process, okay? This is a process, okay, that you and I both signed up for, okay? All right, this is supposed to help make the relationship better. If it doesn't, we need to part ways, whatever. Like, what are you talking about? Court with somebody? I guess. Okay, yeah, you're right. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So he thinks that she's changing her overall thoughts about him. Okay. She's changing everything about how she feel about him after going on one date with a dude. One. All right. And even though the fact that she's considering going back on another date with him, right? I think that's what really got him hot. Like, oh, snap. Everybody else in here said they ain't going to go out with the same dude. But here you about to go out with the same dude. Okay. I'm a little nervous, right? You more than nervous. So she tells him this isn't what this process is about. Okay. So he decides that he's going to give her back her phone. She going through the phone, whatever like that. And she's like, oh, this is what you was doing? What we found out he was doing was he sent, I guess, screenshots, photos, other things to himself. And some of the things that was included in that was her financial bank records. I wonder if he has a temper, because I would have, I don't know. I want to say I probably would have went off. Right. But when I think about my guy, we just so different. But if I had like Kenneth, I probably would have cussed that for sure. Like, excuse me? And I'm like, why are you not going off more with this mother? It makes me feel like because he's so tall, she's so small, I feel like he might have a little temper, or maybe just, how he towers over her. Maybe it's a little different. I don't like that at all, y'all. So, I feel like when he takes pictures of her records and send them over to himself, it strikes me as he don't do, I really feel like, because I don't know if we caught what he does. Did we catch what it is that he does? Does Kenneth have a job? Because I feel like Shorty foots the bill for a lot of things. And I think that's another thing that contributes to his insecurity, knowing that she is the breadwinner, and probably the only winner in the relationship. I feel like the house they stay in ain't his, it's hers. Like, I just feel like he doesn't deserve her. He just doesn't, he not on that level with her. And he got some other mental stuff he got going on. So anyway, so they get home. She decides she was going to bring up the issue again. Kenneth acknowledges that he needs to do better and that he shouldn't have handled it that way. I feel like I can't remember what she said, but that wasn't the question that she asked him. I don't know what she asked him, but he didn't answer the question for me. But he immediately went into the mode of Eric from Ready to Love by automatically having the answers. I know I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have da. Like, shut up. Because when she opened up and talked about how at one point you went to her job's Facebook page and left some very negative reviews and comments about her, Shut up. That's the shit that you do. And I'm like, so he did this and you still think that it's okay for him to be your man so much so that y'all living together? Girl, good night. Good night. So she thinks that if they aren't together, he will sabotage her and her career. Girl, it's not something that you need to think at this point. It's something that you should know. This is what's going to happen. All right. So she says that he spammed her job's Facebook page and talked SHI about her. And I just feel like he ain't got your back. I'm sorry. That's not somebody that's gonna support you. He ain't got your back. He ain't got your best interest at heart. If he gonna do some SHI like that, I feel like he ain't got no job. I really don't think Kenneth has a job. I don't. I mean, he might, but I just don't. I mean, I don't think he probably making as much as Shorty. Like, I just don't. Girl, I feel like the only thing he got to offer is DICK. And that's it. And I find that it's very funny to hear him speak on how he feels like he's felt like she was against him. Like, whenever I feel like you against me and I do X, Y, and Z, A, B, C. And I'm like, well, sir, your very actions of what you do shows that you're always going to be against her. That makes no sense. He then acknowledges his issues again, and then he tried to muster up a tear that didn't come out and says that he's not in denial. I'm not in denial. I'm not in denial. I am not in denial. I'm not in denial. I'm not in denial. I'm not in denial. I'm like, what the fucking acting? What is this? What's going on, sir? What is this? And I know I need to work on it. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to get it together. And I'm like, I don't know how to help her. I don't know how to help her. I don't feel like Shorty wants to be helped. Girl, I don't need him to put a ring on it, okay? I need him to put in a ring to the therapist's office, okay? That's what I need him to do. You need to spend more time with Dr. Nicole, because this man has some severe issues. That's not... I hate it. And I feel like, if you can't even fully be in denial because you're so easy to hurry up and be like and accept fault type thing, like, I was wrong for that. I did, like, I don't. It's something about it. It's something about how he handled that, and I hate it. I can't even explain it, but it bothers me to my core. Shout out to Mimi Foss. It bothers me to my core. Y'all don't need to be on this show. I don't know what show y'all need to be on, but I don't think this one here is it. I feel like it's only going to get worse. We shall see how it's going to go. Child, I'm over here looking at Otis, thinking Otis is a fool, and then we get Kenneth. I feel like a man that does this is a man that don't bring a whole lot to the relationship. I really do. I do. I really feel like he doesn't have a whole lot to offer her. I think that she has it going on more than him. Got the job, got the money, got the credit in line, got a lot of, So he's already dealing with that and whatever other baggage and things he got going on inside of him from his childhood and things that he's been through, And I really think that they should step away from the relationship so that he can get the help that he needs, because I feel like the longer she keeps him around, the worse it's going to get. The worst, I think it's going to get worse. Girl, this man sent his financial bank records to you, and you kept telling him to delete it, and he wasn't trying to have a conversation with you. Then y'all get up to the house, and you had to bring the conversation back up to him. But that's my thing. He still didn't address why he did it or what his intentions are with it. He immediately just went into, sometimes they feel like you're against me. And when you're against me, that's my fault. Like, I should have never did that. I acknowledge that I was wrong, and I'm not in denial. I am not in denial. I'm not in denial. The only person that honestly keep coming to my head was Jesse Smollett when he said I'm not suicidal. But anyway, that's all I keep hearing, and it's not making any sense. Like, he didn't give you any explanation as to why he took your bank records, your financial records information. What are you going to do with that, sir? Well, how does this help you? That's a violation of privacy. And it's sad when you're in a relationship and you've been in this relationship for however many years, And you believe that if y'all were to break up, this man would do something to harm you and restrict you from moving forward to having a better life. I just kind of feel like you need a therapist, ma'am. You need somebody to talk to as well, because this, you might want to get out of this relationship sooner versus later. And I don't know if anybody else felt this way. And I do believe there's an age difference, and I'm not trying to put a lot of emphasis on that, but I am. Because when she was talking to him at times, it looks like she's talking to her fucking child. For real, for real. It looked like she's talking to her damn child. And I was cringing when I see it. I just, Dr. Nicole, please help her. Because I don't think this is what she wants. So let's keep going. Let's get to Fonzo and Shay, because Shay did the absolute fucking most. Absolute most. Shay wants to know why they still, what she said? Oh, she wants to know why they still at a point where she hasn't met his family. Right? And he's like, well, I talked to my mama. Basically, the mama ain't budging. He said, why don't you talk to my mama? She's like, I'm not trying to talk to your mama because that's your mama. Right? Maybe he should schedule a sit down for the mama to come, Shay there, and try and hash out whatever issues that they may have. I don't know. Okay. What else? So he gets nowhere with his mom. He wants her to talk to her. She's not willing to do that. We get this girl, Chantel. Disappointed in Chantel, high key. They did not bring it when they brought Chantel. Just my opinion. I did not like the rainbow fashions that she came with. I did not at all. But you know, it was what it was. But obviously, it was enough for Miss Shay to be shaking in her boots. Okay, Miss Girl came to the door. She cracked it. Okay, wouldn't open it. Then after that, she lets the girl in, then wants her to button up her shirt or whatever like that. I'm like, girl, if a man gonna do something, it don't matter what the attire is, okay? Understand that. Then they go outside. She want to tappity tap on the damn door, right? Telling him how he needs to be in the car, telling her how she can or cannot sit in the car. And I was glad Chantel told her, like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna sit how I want to sit. You're not gonna tell me what it is that I can and can't do. I'm gonna sit how it is. I said, yes, please let her know. She needs to scoot back just a little bit, girl, and go into the house with your pajamas on. Go ahead. She was doing the absolute most. I hated it. Fonzo, we learned that he has 3 kids, and his oldest is a 20-year-old. Okay. Shay says that he says that Shay wants kids and he wants to be able to experience that with her at some point. Now, Chantel speaks on a man having his own needs and how she would take care of those needs for him. Chantel, this wasn't the right day. They booked you for the wrong day. So I don't know, but it was definitely giving. I don't have a whole lot. You do. I see the nice car you got. You know what I'm saying? The chains around your neck, this, that, damn. Oh, I see the Versace glasses or whatever you rocking. And I want to be in on that. It was giving a bit of desperateness for me. I don't know, like it. And I don't know what it was. Like, she wasn't really being herself. Like, I mean, maybe that was her stuff, child. I don't know, but it just didn't fit. It didn't fit. Yeah. So there's that. What else? Otis and Cherie. So he goes on a date with this girl named Cherie, very, very pretty girl. I was like, when I saw her walking up, I was like, oh, that's his type. I already could tell. That's his type right there, honey. I already could tell. He probably gonna go on another date with this girl. So they end up making cakes and stuff. So when she asked him what he's looking for in a woman, he's talking about loyalty. And then at some point, you know, he's going to be trying to see how she carry herself and all that other great stuff. So Cherie is looking for a leader, she says. She wants a man that she also can be able to, you know, support, not financially, but, you know, be his partner in crime or whatever. So then Otis really enjoyed this date. And you could tell Cherie, I think she's going to get another date. That's just what I think. So he gets back home with the cake. And y'all know he put flowers in the cake. And Charlena is like, well, girl, what are these flowers doing in the cake? It got anything to do with my flowers being thrown out from last week? He said, oh, well, the instructor told us to put them in there. But I thought that Cherie wanted to put the flowers in there. I guess. I don't know. I feel like Otis is a liar. But anyway, so he lets her know that he ended up giving a side hug to Cherie. right? And he sees nothing wrong with that because she already did it. Of course, he's gonna throw that off on her, right? I guess. So now he's saying that he don't want no boundaries in place. Yeah, you don't want no boundaries in place because you see how attractive Cherie looks. And you want to see if you could test the water. So now you just want to be okay with whatever it is you out here doing. And you're gonna let her do what she do as long as it's not an issue for you. Like if that's what she want to do, cool, because I ain't got to hear your mouth when I go do this or that. So then she's like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to set boundaries. Okay. And he said, okay, fine. We'll keep the boundaries in place if you want. Yeah, but he's still going to do what he want to do. And she going to do the same. So whatever. Shamaya, y'all, this was the worst date ever. Shamaya and Ken have gone on a date. It was not good at all. He was not trying to have a conversation with her. She was over there asking questions. It was very awkward. It seems like the only time he came alive was when he talked about his relationship issues with his girl. But outside of that, he was not interested in that date at all. He wanted to get back home to the woman that he feel like got all the coin, giving him a better lifestyle, putting him up here in a high rise and everything. That's what he wanted to get back to that. He ain't trying to lose her because he don't want nobody else to come in and take his meal ticket. So, yeah. Okay, Miss Girl thought he was going to be impressed by telling him she owns a clothing boutique. He's like, okay, that's cool. He was like, that's cool, that's cute. I think I know somebody that may be interested in something like that. But, you know, yeah, but you ain't getting it like my girl getting this. I don't care. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, yeah, it was a terrible day. Terrible. So we get to the Dr. Nicole link up. And Fonzo explains his date with Dr. Nicole and how Miss Shay was out here doing the absolute most, okay? Shay feels like he was just too happy to be with another woman that he didn't know. So now it's making her believe the DMs and the messages and everything people have to say on social media about her man is true. She said she had a woman reach out to her and say, girl, you might want to get your cootie to watch it. Girl, yes, because you know what I'm saying? Your man been around here doing some things. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, there's that. Shay speaks on not having a sense of security in the relationship. I want y'all to stop ending this show on Fonzo and Shay. Girl, I don't know what it is, but y'all gonna make me tired of that. Stop ending and opening up the show with Fonzo and Shay. All right, let's move on. We got some other nuts, okay? Unless we finna spend a lot of time on Kenneth and his host. And I hope Shorty brings up the fact that he sent her financial bank records over to his phone. What kind of shit is that? Girl. Well, that's all we got. Shorty and Char should have been packed up and gone by the time Otis and Kenneth came back from their dates. Hilarious. Kenneth says he has found his sugar mama, and that's where it's at. That's exactly what he said. He ain't trying to go nowhere. All these men are bad. It's sad when Rick Ross lookalike is the best bet so far. Right, because the only issue he got is that he ain't trying to let her meet the mama. That's about it. I mean, and he going on trips with the baby mama too, so we can't forget that. Child, this is messy. And you know what else is messy? Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's go ahead and get into Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right, let's go ahead and talk about him. Try not to keep you guys too long. So Maurice decided he's finna stop by Black. Okay, he want to chop it up with his brother. So when they go sit down, Maurice asked Marcel, like, yo, you talk to Michael? He was like, nah, I ain't talking to Michael. I ain't talking to Michael since y'all, you know what I'm saying, tried to bomb rush me or whatever it was y'all was over there doing, trying to gang up on me and stuff. So then Marcel says, no, Maurice speaks on everyone having to deal with the issue of the photo. He was like, you know, you got everybody dealing with this stuff. He was like, well, who I got dealing with it? He was like, well, you got Tisha and Kimmy. He was like, Tisha's fine. He was like, yeah, Tisha's always fine, huh? You always say that. Tisha's always fine, according to you. And Marcel was like, yeah, she is. Everybody's fine until they not. And I'm like, okay, well, until they not. I guess until Tisha opens up and lets them know I'm not fine, she gonna always be fine. And even when Tisha opens up and say I'm not fine, and he still gonna think she fine. Anyway, so Marcel asked him his thoughts on the photo. And then, you know, Maurice was just like, well, I just felt like this NIGGA here, this MFer here. Okay, now why would you go and do that? Marcel says that a normal person would say that he was there. Like, oh, wow, he was there. And Maurice says he told him he was there before he even posted the pic. So Maurice says that he told us at the reunion that he posted that he was there. And I don't know, but Marcel says that not everyone heard it. Not everyone heard that. I'm like, I don't recall hearing that. Maybe I need to go back and watch the reunion because I don't remember him admitting that he was there. So then Maurice wants an apology. And Marceau says, what he says, that he says he did say, I don't believe that you lied. And I'm like, lies you tell, because I believe that he did. But he could have said he was there though. He was like, I don't believe that you lied, but you at least could have told the people I was there, but I did not witness the interaction. And I'm like, well, then that's still going to be a lie. We ain't playing two lies and the truth or anything like that, honey. It's still going to be a lie because you did witness. You did witness her interaction. Okay, we just saw where Martell hung out over the weekend with his baby mama, Miss Ariane. Okay, and eventually he got in the frame so that they could see each other. And it looks like they could have been in like a VIP section at a concert. There were other people there in that same section, and you had some people in the background. This one dude looked like he was trying to hide, and then he came back and he was just dancing and stuff. So I'm like, are these your people? So, because I feel like he had her around his people, and I feel like he always does that, which makes me believe that Mr. Maurice, you have witnessed that interaction and you lied to the people. What else happened? What else? So Maurice asked so Martell decided that he was gonna show up. Martell shows up. They asked him about the book signing, the book sales and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, everything's going great. You know, I do have a book signing come up, so y'all should bring the kids." I said, "Now you know, Marceau ain't bringing his kids nowhere. You do know that. I don't even know why you asked, right?" Well, Marceau came up with an excuse as to why he couldn't. Maurice is going on the honeymoon trip with Miss Kimmy, so he won't be able to go anyway. So Maurice asked Martell about the photo, right? So then Martell said, you know, yeah, it was a whole lot going on. I'm even sorry for engaging in the way that I did. So then Marceau, he not really hearing that, you know, Martell and I'm talking about. Martell says, since Maurice says he wasn't there, we should have went along with it and admitted, you know, that he wasn't there, or not admit, but go along with. And I disagree. Y'all didn't have to do that. And I'm glad that Marceau didn't, because it makes for good TV and good conversation. Okay. So Martell brings up Tisha and Marceau coming at Lou. Like, yeah, y'all kind of went hard at Lou, and I think that was messed up. Excuse me. So Marceau felt like he was going to hold him accountable for his words, right? Martell thinks he needs to apologize to everybody when it comes to Marceau. Like, you owe your brother an apology, Tisha, you know, Kimmy, whatever. You owe Lou them an apology. Like, you're just out here out of control, right? And so Martell thinks that they should have had a man-to-man combo. Then Marceau feels like he doesn't know him and he didn't earn a right to give him his opinion. And I'm like, you don't know him. He didn't deserve a right for him to give you his opinion or whatever. But when y'all was out there in Vegas, you was just so open to tell him your business about what's going on with you. So he's okay for you to tell your business to and stuff, but he's not okay for him to give you his opinion. That don't make any sense. But what's also not making sense, which is so funny, is to see Martell sitting up here having this somewhat intelligent conversation with the guys and trying to call them to the carpet and hold them accountable for certain things. And not just the guys, but Marceau. I said, okay, I guess Marceau, if that's what you want to do, honey. Okay, so let's get to Tiffany and Louis. Tiffany wants to run Louis wire through her hole. Because he over there messing with wires. And at this point, she wants to run his wires through her hole. So she also tells him about how she and Kimmy are in a much better place now. But it seems like Stormy was doing a whole lot. The way Stormy approached her and came in. Okay. And I just find it to be hilarious to me, Tiffany, that you are so bothered by Stormy when you came in hot in the same fashion last season. I guess it don't feel good. Now you're seeing how the other ladies felt, right? Okay. So Louis gave no input when she explained that. He didn't care. He didn't add no input. He didn't say anything like, well, you know, babe, maybe y'all will get on one, you know, a better footing, or maybe this will happen or anything. He gave her nothing. But then he immediately turned around and went straight into the conversation he had with Martell and how things were affecting him. Okay. So Louis is considering pulling Marceau to the side and having a talk. Tiffany and Louis want to have a convo with, or at least Tiffany wants them to have a convo with Tisha and Marceau, like together, I guess. And then Tiffany goes on to speak on how she's known Marceau for a minute, which was interesting because then it just sent, what's his name? Mr. Lewis into like he just immediately got upset. And I was like, did the editing miss something? Like, what? Why you just immediately get upset? Because she said she's known him for a long time and he got a big personality. Maybe he was frustrated with the fact that she was trying to make an excuse for him or something. And that's when Lewis like, I don't give a about none of that. I don't care. Okay. I don't care nothing about that. I know a lot of people that got a big personality, so that doesn't mean anything to me, okay? Lewis says that he is open to having a conversation. And Tiffany was like, well, are you worried about getting physical with him or something? And he was like, hell no, I ain't worried about getting physical with no mother. Okay, I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm like, okay then, tough guy. All right, well, just asking a question, okay? Anyway, so let's keep going. Melody over there talking about her oldest daughter and acting shy. I'm thinking that she could have put the oldest daughter on tape. Come to find out, the oldest daughter is putting her on tape for an audition. I wasn't bad at it, okay, because she's teaching her some things, right? But then they also sat down and she asked her daughter, like, do you know why I'm doing all of the things that I'm doing for you guys? Her daughter named off a few things. So you can take us to nice places and we can do that and we can do this. And then Mel said, yeah, that's part of it. But it's more so that I don't have to depend on anybody else. And I want you to learn that firsthand as you get older. You know, I want you to be able to understand your independence and continue to, you know, be out here chasing your dreams and things that you want. So, okay, cool. Right. Let's get to Martell and his mama. Child. So Martell mom, so he goes to show her the samples of wine that he got. And what we learned is that he actually named this wine after his grandmother, Inez or something like that. And so I'm like, for me, it's like good for Martell. Good for Martell. Start working on something. Okay. So I'm glad that he's moving on and working on new endeavors, because regardless of what has happened in his past life, okay, what as far as his relationship with Miss Mel, life still has to go on because he still has children that he's going to have to take care of. So if that's what you want to do and you want to venture out into that, and then if it sells good enough and you can turn around and get you some type of contract with some of these wine companies, not so much as wine companies, but some of these wine stores, okay, these franchises that are buying into your products and you can get them sold out of the stores, I say go for it. Okay. It would be nice, I will say, it would be really nice to be able to see the process for Martell to sit down and actually study for his builder's license. Okay. That would be good as well, but we'll see if he's gonna do it or not. Okay, so his mom tells him that he was having, when it came down to his past, because y'all know he was talking about being tapped out. He ain't had no money, none of that. Okay, it was a struggle for him going through this divorce, right? So the mama tells him that it was just a test. And I just kind of felt like laughed my ass off, because for me, I feel like this wasn't a test that he had to take. I feel like tests be coming out of like, I guess like not really the blue, but the blue sometimes when it comes to life. I feel like, girl, this was a test that could have been avoided. Like, he caused this for himself, but whatever you gonna say, okay? I feel like that's what moms do often. You know, even when the world may be against their children, they still try to pour into their kids, regardless of who got their back, who don't got their back, and whatever the transgressions are that they may have, you know, been going through, and the poor decisions that they may have made. She's still gonna pour into him. So I guess, girl, Marceau and Tisha. So they finally actually sit down with the family, having to talk about taking the whole family over to Africa. All right. Girl, I really have no words. I really don't. Like, I just, okay. Okay, y'all going to Africa, girl. Okay. So Marceau says that he was scouting areas for the family for when they go to Africa. I bet. I'm sure. Okay, y'all gonna take Mama Wanda on the trip? Anyway, so Marceau tells her about Maurice and Martell coming at him, okay, for bullying Mr. Lewis or whatever. Tisha brings up everyone telling him what everybody's telling you what it is that you need to do. Everybody, you know. He's like, what you talking about? She's like, well, Mama was over there talking about, you need to come clean about the apartment that you got with Martell. And I don't even know where that came from. Like, where did that even come from? Right? Then they over here jumping on your back about Martell, and the apartment, and they jumping on your back about Maurice. Everybody's trying to tell you what it is that you need to do. So anyway, so she brings all that stuff up. Okay, the stories from the bloggers, the secret apartments, the babies, whatever. Okay, what else? He says that he has noticeable cars with his name and stuff on it. So if he was having an apartment that he was a secret apartment or whatever like that, people would notice. Here's my thing, and I think you may have a point, but at the same time, because you work in real estate, some of your name is on your cars. When you say your name is on your cars, you're talking about scoped, I'm sure. Unless you have a car that says black on it as well. I'm sure because you work in real estate, they probably think you over there doing some work as far as the apartments are concerned. Okay. Because that's residential as well, child, multifamily. But anyway, I guess if that's the story you want to go with, then I guess we'll just go with that. What else happened? So he says that she says, have you talked to Martell? Have you talked to Martell about these homes, the secret apartment? He was like, no, I don't talk to Martell about stuff like that. Like, I don't talk to him about that. Okay. Talk to him about stuff like that. So she wants to know, here she go in a confessional. Well, if you don't go to Bella Noches, then where the hell, could you go? I mean, like, if you don't talk to him about that, then what is it that you guys do talk about? She meant overall. But what he did, he goes to a specific conversation. He said, well, I told you he fronted me about the situation dealing with Lewis. Like, those are the things, that we talk about, and the photo with, Maurice, like that's the stuff that we talk about. And I'm like, you knew what the hell she meant. And then here go Tisha. Oh yeah, because you was wrong for that. And I'm like, Tisha, he really just sat up here and didn't even answer your damn question. But we can deflect. Let's do it. Anyway, so then what else happened? I think that was pretty much it. She wants to know if he doesn't talk to Martell, what he talk about, whatever, the pics, Lewis, whatever. Then he lets her know that Martell called him and told him to not do anything to mess up his marriage. And she was like, well, what did he mean by that? Like, do you know? Like, what did he mean by that? Like, not mess up them, like, don't do anything to mess up the marriage. He's like, I guess he was just, thinking about what he's been going through and he wouldn't want that for me. And I'm like, girl, bye. If that's how you feel. Thank you so much, Shay, a butter baby, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love your blend of commentary and comedy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, so they weren't really, girl, let's keep going. Kimmy and Maurice. So they're finally about to go on this honeymoon trip. They over there packing. She tells him about the slumber party. Like, babe, guess who was there? Because Destiny and Tisha wasn't. And he was like, well, who? She was like, Kiki. And he was like, oh, shit. Because he already knew it was going to be a mess, right? What else she said? She tells him about Kiki speaking on Tisha and Marcel's relationship and how she should tell. She told him about her speaking on the relationship and stuff, right? And how she felt like she should tell this to Tisha. We know she probably not, but Maurice encourages her to like have that conversation with Tisha because he wants to really fix that, it seems, okay? The relationship between Kimmy and Tisha. So she said that she is going to do it. And then he tried to tell her like, don't, make sure you get all angles of the story before you just choose a side. And she was like, you must not know who I am. That's one thing that I'm always do, okay? You must not know how I roll with this, okay? So there's that, right? We'll see how that's going to play out. I do think it's going to be very interesting to see how Tisha, like, I'm going to see Tisha in a way I've never seen Tisha before, ever. Okay? The way she comes off with her cousin, snapping off on her cousin, that's going to be interesting. And y'all, let me know. I feel like, I don't know what all her cousin does, but and remember the cousin came out last week. I did a video about that. And the cousin came out and gave her opinions about different stuff or whatever, and how she felt like Tisha has been talking about her like a dog and stuff, right? And it makes me wonder how Tisha views her cousin, and if she views her cousin to be less than her. And I don't know, just me wondering, based on the way that she came at her, right? Based on the way that she was talking to her and did it, well, let's do this. We ain't even got to talk. We can da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, this ain't even Tisha. Maybe it's because it's her cousin and they have a familiar, they know each other. And maybe how she talked to her cousin is different than how she talked to her friends. Or is it that she looks down on her cousin and feels like she could talk to her like that? Because she ain't really get that same type of energy to Mel. Or to Kimmy. I just can't recall. But, y'all let me know. All right. So let's get to Martell and this book signing. So it's the book signing. Y'all know Martell has a book with his children. It's a children's book, A Trip to Canada. Okay. So he says that he had been texting Melody for quite a few days, trying to get the children to come and be a part of this book signing. Okay. When he was talking to Melnika, it seems like he wanted to really cry. He was hurt. He was disappointed. Like he really wanted to have his children there. My question is this. I felt bad for you, Martell, with everything that happened, right? Your kids not being able to be there for that moment. However, I want to know what has transpired for Mel to not answer your calls at all. And this man has really tried everything. He even sent this woman an email because she was not being responsive to the calls that he's made to her. So he sent her an email. And we'll learn about that as well. What else happened? Girl, I feel like, did I? Okay, yeah, okay. So, we do know that it's not Martell's weekend. It's not his weekend to get the children at all, right? But he still was hoping that he could get them because he felt like this was a special day. He said, according to the court records, this is a special day and the children would be allowed, even though it's one person's weekend, they will be allowed to come with the other parent on special days, okay? He says that he booked this a long time. It's been booked for a minute, way in advance. And my question is, with this being booked way in advance, how soon did Melody get the information? Okay. Now, what else? I believe at one point Mel said that she got the information like 2 to 3 days or something like that, or no, the same day or whatever she said. That's when she got the information. Now, I'm not in Mel's email, but I'll be honest, I don't believe that. But we'll see. Mel saying, I just learned about it like the day before, or whoop-de-whoop. And some part of me, I'm like, I don't believe that. I need to like send me an email receipt in comparison to when the date of the thing happened. And maybe she could have, I mean, because he had been calling. Oh no, she said she got an email. She said she got an email about him asking, when are the daughter's hair going to be done? When are you going to have my daughter's hair done? Because so, and what time should I pick them up or whatever? Because he wanted them to be at this event, which was also interesting, I will say, because it's like, have you even gotten a confirmation from her for you to just be like, oh, you're going to get their hair done and just bring them over and pick them up for the thing? That don't really sound right. You see what I'm saying? It don't really sound right. It do seem like you're trying to come off like controlling, like you're going to press this issue. Like, are you going to have their hair done or do I need to pay to get their hair done? Because I need them to be at this event. How much time did you let her know in advance? But I don't know. Mel saying that she just found out about this. Some part of me is like, I don't believe that. I feel like you did know already. I think he did something though to piss you the hell off. And you decided that you're not going to talk to him. And it is your week, so you don't have to. And I also feel like with Martell, you have to understand that this is a part of co-parenting as well. So you can't be pissing her the hell off when you have stuff like this. You just got like both of y'all got to figure out a good way to co-parent. Y'all may have to go back to that therapist that y'all had so y'all can work on this. But I do feel like she wasn't entitled to give you the kids on her weekend. It's her weekend. And I feel like if you would have communicated that better, maybe you would have got them. But I also feel like she knew ahead of time. And I also feel like you pissed her off. And she was like, okay, bet they won't be coming on that day because they mine and I'm not obligated to give them to you. What else did I want to say? So Martell said that mail an email about his daughter's hair being done. She says that he told her there was a book signing. She says it was strange to schedule something on the weekend that is not his. I don't feel like that's strange to schedule something on a weekend that's not yours if you're trying to be a part of, because if you saw it, it was an event where it was other vendors, right? Other things going on. So I don't think that was necessarily weird. I think he could have scheduled it being optimistic that his children would probably be able to come along. Like Melody is often busy, she travels, she's working on other projects. So maybe, I'll probably be able to get the kids probably be able to come with me or whatever like that. So maybe he was being optimistic when he made the scheduling for this. What else happened? I think that was it. I just said, I don't think that's strange at all. I do, however, think communication should have happened in enough time. And I think he should have also been mindful of how he moves with her. I feel like you effed up. So unfortunately, you have to tiptoe around Mel. And unfortunately for you, sir, this is how the battle of co-parenting goes. It's sad, if it's events like you and you're not throwing your own book signing, like if he did something at Barnes and Nobles or something like that, maybe he could be more selective of the day. But if it's an event and you're a vendor or whatever and you're joining in on what somebody else got going on, you don't get to make that call or make that say on what, you know, what those days are. But Mel is getting ready to pack up her kids and go back home because she's had some deaths in the family, so she wants to, you know, get the kids out and get them over there, right? And what else? Let me see. Shout out to Ashley. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Martell is a narcissist. Does what you mean? And does everything in his power to make her look bad. Why plan something that big and you know you don't have them to create a problem? Thank you so much, Ashley, for the super chat. And that could be, and you could be right on that. You could be right. But then I also feel like he could have been optimistic, right? But that's just me, right? I'm just thinking like maybe, I mean, then, you know, Melnika probably booked it or whatever. So I don't know, but y'all could be right. I still feel like she may have known ahead of time, but I think he did something to piss her the hell off. The other thing for me is him saying what time are their hair going to be done, because I need to pick them up. Now, if you didn't have a confirmation from her that indeed the children are going to go, then why would you just be like, what time do I need to come pick them up? Then it does come off, as her mom said, like you trying to like have some control over the situation or whatever, right? But you know, it is what it is, girl. I guess we're gonna see how the rest of the season is going to play out, right? I will say this at the end of the day, if Mel knew she wasn't gonna bring those children, I don't think anything would have been wrong for her to at least hit him up and say, hey, we're not making it. There's nothing wrong with just saying, hey, we're not gonna be able to make it. You know, I got deaths in the family. I got this, that going on. She really ain't have to tell him what she had going on, but I think that she at least could have sent a text message to him or replied to that email and said, hey, we're not going to be able to make it. We have other things going on, period. Maybe next time, you know, he'll plan better when it comes to those children being a part of those functions and stuff, you know? So, yeah, there's that. Yeah. Yes, I agree. Melody knew ahead of time. She is just playing a game with him. All right. We have to remember how he treated her at the reunion, and she is probably paying him with dust, just like Tisha and unfortunately Destiny. That reunion opened her eyes to see some people aren't for her. I agree. I definitely agree with that. But I do think, in all honesty, when it comes to the children, they're just gonna have to do a better job at co-parenting them. But I do think when one has them on the weekend, they really can't expect. You know what I'm saying? He can't just automatically assume and expect that she gonna give him the kids. But you know what I'm saying? Because they got an event. Because when she has something and he got the kids, he probably gonna tell her no too, that they can't go. So they're just gonna have to, you know, figure that out. Maybe he can get with Melnika and be more strategic and like, hey, let's just book stuff on these particular weekends here. He could try to push for an advance, like, hey, Mel, it's an event going on. I think it'll be a great opportunity for the kids. You know, I know this is your weekend, but would you be okay with me getting them for this or that? If she say no, cool. Don't submit your money for that. Don't submit your money to be a vendor for something and you're on that weekend and expect your kids to get there and they're not going to be there. But I do think that producers did a pretty interesting job with how they shot this. How they shot this, to me, was to get a bit of sympathy for Martell, because a lot of the heat has been on him for the past few seasons. Okay, a lot of heat has been on him, so I feel like they definitely used this opportunity to try to get people to feel like, oh, Martell, that is so messed up. Melody shouldn't have did that to you. So I think they definitely was that was a play on emotion for Martell. Okay, so there's that. That's really all that I have. I'll let you guys continue to chit chat down below in the comments. If you haven't yet to like the video, please go ahead and do so. We have over 300 people in the chat at this time. Also, feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have yet to do so. Okay, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at jamithatsme. That's all that I have, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.